evening and welcome back to game number 3 of tonight's Riot Trio Scrims, the Bounty Hunter Edition. Now this is the final game in tonight's Scrims and we are on Sandhawk. I am Abs and as always I'm joined by the lovely Jamie. So Jamie, what is our flight path giving us today?
So it's a fairly standard flight path. We carry the north down to between Sami and Bantai in the south. So it's almost north-south flight line across the middle of the map, and everyone's doing what they do, which is spread out to the edges mainly. We've got a few at boot camp. I'm following the bounty, Avery from Team 25, Salty Snakes. Looks like they're heading over to Narcan to look around and see who else is with them. And it looks like there's no one actually going all the way there with them.
Now, just a point following on from game number 2, Avery was taken down, or initially knocked, by Rendezvous Supreme, but the zone then finished him off, which meant that the kill was unclear. That is still up for consideration, so I cannot tell you at this point who gains the additional 4 points. However, another 4 definitely will be available in game number 3 for whoever manages to kill Avery. Now, if Avery survives game number 3, the 4 points will not be carried over to next week. From next week, we will start brand new with 4 points available in game number 1.
So our first zone, and it's a very northern zone, but it does include the Northwest Island. We've got 3 teams over on that Northwest Island at the moment, and last week we actually had a finish there as well. Got some action in boot camp.
You know, I'm still praying for an all-water finish.
It'll happen one day.
Yeah, probably the day I'm not streaming.
Team 7 taken down by the HS team over in boot camp, so just the HS team, Team 6 left in boot camp.
So strangely enough, it looks as though all the teams are kind of separate at the moment. We do have Team 5 Rendezvous and Team number 2 Riot up at Cow, so I will jump up there and have a quick look.
Okay, I'm at Sami with Team 14, Team 12. That's FE. In fact, it looks like the 2 FE teams are here together in Sami.
And that is Supreme getting the first on Philippek of Team Riot, team number 2.
Now we've got Fuji from the Salty Snakes. He's leading the charge here. They're heading over to Team 12 and Team 14 of Sami. So soon we could have a 3-way fight. We've got a couple of teams down in the very south, over near the docks. We've got the Zen with Neo, Elusive with Rambo, and the other Elusive team, Team 13, with Manraj, over near the docks area.
And Rendezvous Supreme gets the knock on Ghost, and that is Supreme now knocked. And thirsted.
So Team 12 here, they're up on the hill above Sami, so they know there's someone else there. I'm not sure if they remember that the Salty Snakes team came in behind them. Looks like Andy K is still doing some looting because we've got Avery and Fuji pushing towards Sami now.
And do you know what I'm seeing up here? And it looks really strange.
What's that, for Team 2 and Team 5?
Yeah, because Rendezvous Supreme has just been taken down, and the minute he died, it's as if Rendezvous Junior and Probot got a little scared. It's as if Supreme was their front man. And without him, they're a little bit uncertain as to what to do. Because they just backed off straight away.
They're a strong team, so that's surprising. I mean, I know the Riot team are also a strong team. You'd be a bit wary of them, but Rendezvous themselves are just as strong. So that's quite surprising. They're down to 2 players each as well.
And Ghost just threw a grenade in, took about half of Junior's health away, but he just used a first aid kit to get the rest back. More grenades are coming in, but Team 2 are staying quite close together for now at least.
So now heading over to the Northwest Island. So we've got Team 21, 7 atoms, with CJ, and they're on the hill overlooking Camp Alpha. We've got Team 4, the Deathly Hallows, are just looting around in Camp Alpha. We've got a crate coming down up in the north. There's no one near it. It's just east of the northern bridge. So Riot, Team 3 are the closest to it. So let's see what we've got in the crate. We've got an AUG, but there is also the level 3 gear that goes with it. I dismissed the AUG a little bit. It's not my favourite weapon. It's quite strong, but it's not up there with an AWM or a Mark 14. So I'm now with Avery and the Soldier Snakes. They're on the hill overlooking Team 12 and then Team 14 as well. Well, I think actually they're moving away.
And that is Junior of Rendezvous knocked, and I assume that the Thirst will be coming in shortly. And that is Junior panned to death.
Probably chat about that later. So over in the east we've got FE Team 19. Reinhardt's just north of Camp Bravo. Clanmates here, leave Sami. So Haya gets the knock on Yamani. So this is good to see. They're not disengaging, they're actually going to make sure Nate's coming in here from Haya.
Oh, and that is Probot getting the squad wipe on the Riot team of Team 2.
So we've got some great intra-clan action here with FE. We had it in the first match with 7 Atoms, and now FE are getting into it. Hyatt's been knocked, Flex has been knocked, it's only Turbinator left from Team 12. Team 14 here, they've lost a player, but they've still got 2 players up. And there we go, so bragging rights with the Towels team there, and they take out Team 12.
So Jamie, the zone has changed again. What are we thinking?
So it's gone slightly further northeast. It's more of a mainland. So I'm guessing it's going to be more around Paradise or Boot Camp. Looking at it. There's still potential for your water finish, but it's unlikely. There might be a finish between sort of Boot Camp to Western Island.
And strangely enough, Paradise Resort has gone untouched so far. Maybe Team 23 Zen might head up.
I didn't notice if anyone jumped there actually. So we had a couple in Boot Camp.
I think they stayed away from Paradise, which is a little bit strange.
That is unusual. Especially in these scrims, you do usually get a couple of teams that head to... Yeah, we have the usual at Boot Camp, but usually get a couple of Paradise as well. There's plenty of loot there. Would
you think it's possible that the novelty has kind of worn off?
Maybe. I mean, we mentioned it before that maybe teams are looking more at survival than getting that early bragging rights with a hot drop.
True.
So Team 25, the Salty Snakes, with Avery, heading in towards Painan. Looks like they're going on the hillside around Painan. ZPX are in the town themselves, but they're all having to rotate into zone.
But one thing worth mentioning now is that if the zone does do another shift to the eastern side, we could see a really interesting few changes, because that would mean that the teams on the Western Island and the Southern Island will need to use the bridges or the water to get across.
Yeah. It's cutting off a couple of options here. I'm just spectating Welshie, DH on the Northwest Island. As usual, they've got a flare, and Welshie now's got the M249. They have been taking shots, but they're up against Team 21, the 7 Atoms team.
Oh, Welshie asked if we can't spectate him.
Oh, did he? Oh, in that case, I better move away from him.
Move to Revolt.
Well, Tango's just been knocked. I go to Revolt and Revolt's been knocked. So it's just watching the M249 now.
Let's watch Welshie.
Don't dare.
Oh no. Oh no.
I think we might need to edit that bit out, otherwise we can't go back onto our clan chat.
And CJ and Trippy are dancing over their bodies. Great.
So, PDX Suba here, Team 22, getting some shots over onto Team 20, the 7 Atoms team. So it looks like they've finished them off. Yep, up on the hillside, just out of zone. They've also got the Salty Snakes team coming up towards them here, on the edge of zone, just north of Painan. We've got another air drop here with another M249. Just south of the small island in the channel. There, it looks like Team 3, the Riot team, they might be heading towards it. Everyone's a little spread out now. It looks like Team 22, 25 might be the action that's coming up.
Oh, Wilo's got the knock on Salty Snake's Avery.
And also here, Avery's in zone as well.
And that is it. So ZPX Wilo gets the 4 bonus points for taking down Avery.
And got knocked in the process. They're just being revived by Subi here. They're in the blue zone, but they're very close to safety. In fact, I think he might have actually got into safety. No, not quite. Just getting a first aid kit, and yep, just in time. So they can now head to safety. And the next zone's broken, so we've still got Paradise and Boot Camp in play, but please know we've still got the wide channel to the west of there in play as well. So there's still potential for a water finish. So Riot team, Team 3, they're centre zone with no one near them at the moment. They've been able to loot all of Hart Inn, and I think they might have been able to get a couple of crates as well. In fact, having said about crates, there's a crate landing pretty much on top of them.
So Jamie, let's see how creative you can be.
Go on.
So we've got Vikendi, the snow map. We've got Miramar, the sand map. We've got Erangel, a map. And we've got Sandhawk, more of the jungle map.
Yep.
What map would you want next?
I would like one that has a lot of, almost like swamp, a lot of water.
Oh, okay.
So taking a bit of what we've got with Sandhawk at the moment, but more water. It slows you down, lots of sort of jungle swamp type trees and plants, I think.
I think I'm in the same opinion as you. I was thinking, do you know, like, what was it called? The Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
That sort of, eerie, sort of jungly, wooded.
Yeah, so down in the bayou. I know it's not where it is, but down sort of the south of America, south of North America. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like really all nature, loads of trees to hide behind, rocks. It's a really tactical map.
Or even something similar to sort of the Welsh forests. Some of the thick forests you see.
Oh, there you go. In Welsh, you'll feel right at home.
He's getting a beating up on this game, he really is.
I can just imagine that. If they did a Welsh map, when Welshie dies and go, I've been there.
Yeah.
But let's now look at the zone again. So we have Team 21, 7 Atoms moving across. Team 22, Z Paradox just moving in. And we then have Team 17, Lionhearts. Team 9, Gen. Team 24, Zen. Team 13, Elusive. And I believe Team 15, Elusive as well, just making their way in from the eastern side.
So just spectating the Gen team here with Nick. Nick's been knocked. I didn't see who they were taking shots from. It may be Team 17. But Thames getting the revive on Nick there. Now, what's the report on the other Gen team? Are they still going or are they out now?
Gen 1 Pan Fish?
Yeah.
They had to stop playing as they didn't have enough players, so they only played game 1 today.
Oh, I see, okay. And just so I spectate, Jen, they're taken out by Lionhearts. Elusive Aries by Diggle. So look at that zone. That final zone is an absolute belter. So we're up in the northwest. We're on the bridge across the northwest island.
Ooh.
At the moment, we've got 7 atoms on the west. We've got Riot on the east. That is going to be a very tight zone for what we've got 10 teams left.
And the Fusion Elite team are now going up against Lionhearts with Cat and Matt being taken down. It looks as though Sweet is the last person standing and is now trying to get the revives.
Yeah, so we've got Snipes and CJ from 7 Atoms, unusually using a buggy to get across the bridge there, but it worked. They got across, they took some shots, but they did manage to get across, and they're in zone. At the northern edge of the zone, the new zone, where no one else is. And they're in a compound, so they can loot as well. So quite a good position for them, but the Riot team, Team 3, are absolute smack bang centre zone, and they've taken fresh armour from the crate. So the Lionhearts, they're still in the blue zone at the moment. They're going to be taking some serious damage trying to get to this new zone. That's a clever move by Team 22. I think it looks like, yeah, so they've been swimming. So they're swimming around to the small island at the south of the new zone. And there's also a crate in the water there as well. That crate's got an M249, which at this late stage could do some serious damage. It looks like Team 19, judging by the way they're moving, I think they're going to try and head towards that island as well.
And the Zen team of Team 23 were going up against Team 13 Elusive. And then Fusion Elite jump out of nowhere to get the third party and knock Zen Cronus there. And we do also have Rendezvous Probot, who unfortunately lost both teammates early on in the game, but is still going.
Yeah, just watching from Team 19, Fusion Elite here. They've got a few teams behind them coming out of the blue, so they're being quite aggressive. They're pushing towards the shots. So they could have a gatekeep here. Everyone that's going to come towards them is going to be at least beaten up, if not on very low health. Yeah, FE Bar takes down HS Spartan there. And confirms. But FE Bar now. Yeah, got a first aid kit. So there's a lot of action here happening outside the zone now. And now we've got another zone shift. Team 3, Riot, have had some really lucky zones here. They're sitting pretty there. Team 22, ZBX, they moved over to the island. Now the very northern tip of that small island is still in zone, but they're going to have to get across some water to get to the final zone. FE Bar, after that great bit of gatekeeping, both Bar and Criminal have both been knocked here. And they're going to try and make their way up to Jiggle without falling into the water. And, oh dear. And both of them there, they fell off the cliff into the water. So Jiggle comes over into the shallows and loots what he can. So 7 teams left in a very small zone. This is getting very congested now.
So Goddess is just keeping an eye on CJ over at Northwest, but we do have Snipes just creeping in on the left-hand side towards 255. We then have Zen and Killam just keeping an eye on the Fusion Elite team, who is across the water on the other island.
Just spectating ZPX announcement at Team 22. Took out a couple of players to the eastern zone, they got taken out themselves. So a bit of third party on the third party. So we've got 4 teams now. Snipes from 7 Atoms on his own. Rendezvous Probot in the north, and they've still got to rotate. This is now, I think, assuming they would take out Snipes, I think this might be Team 3.
And Goddess has just spotted Probot of Rendezvous behind the wall, takes him down to about 10% of health.
Yeah, and 8 seconds to go till the next zone. So Probot is probably going to struggle to move into zone. It looks like Team 3 Riot are controlling this zone. They've got high ground. Team 3 really, they've got I think, nearly a full squad.
And that is Probot taken down by Goddess of Team 3. So that is our top 3 for game number 3. And that is 7 Atoms, Elusive and Riot. 3v2v1.
Great work from the org there from Zen. Knocking Jigger from Elusive. It looks like Man Raj has been able to make it into zone, so they are close, but is in very open ground. Got a few trees to hide behind, but no compounds. Looks like Team 21 Snipes has managed to work his way round behind the Riot team here. This could be a sneaky one.
And that is now Killam taken down by Mamraj. So Zen will try and get the kill on Mamraj.
Now, the Riot team, I called them in a bit of a great situation. They're not now. They've got 2 players knocked and 10 years under pressure.
Ooh!
Makes that pressure count. So we've got a 1v1, Manraj and Snipes. So I'm looking from Manraj's point of view, getting some heals in. He's got an Uzi, which would be a great weapon in a one-on-one situation here.
And Snipes has got an AKM and an M4.
So up close, I would say it's going to be an AKM. Manraj here goes for the push. Doesn't know where Snipes is, but knows that Snipes can only be in 1 or 2 places, really. Looking for one position, I think. Yeah, so Snipes pokes, gets a couple of shots, so Manraj knows exactly where Snipes is. I don't think Manraj has got any nades or mollies. I'm not entirely sure. No, can't see him.
Ooh!
Manraj recognises the nade coming in. Some great evasive manoeuvres there. Now they're both right on the edge of the next zone here. I think it might be just. Oh, here we go. Manraj with the push. This could be the end of it here. And there we go. Manraj with the Uzi.
And there we have it, the end of game 3. And in first place is Elusive with 5 kills. In second we have 7 Atoms. In third we have Riot. In fourth we have Rendezvous. In fifth we have Z Paradox. In 6th we have HS, and in 7th we have Fusion Elite. If you have enjoyed the stream, please follow the channel for more content. You have been watching the Riot Trio Scrims, the Bounty Hunter Edition, and all that is left for me to say, as always, is please take care, stay safe, and we will see you the same time next week.